All right, so today we're diving deep into AI, and this is not just another tech update though. We're talking about a potential shakeup at the top. Are you familiar with the DeepSeek? They're a Chinese AI company, and they've been making waves with their success, particularly with their chatbot R1. Think of it kind of like a rival to ChatGPT, but with some serious buzz around it. Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff actually claimed that R1 outperformed ChatGPT on the App Store.
Oh, wow. It is fascinating to see this kind of momentum from a relatively new player, especially in such a competitive field. Benioff actually pointed to DeepSeek as a prime example of how access to data and metadata is becoming a crucial factor in AI development. So this suggests that DeepSeek's success might stem from a strategic approach to data, rather than just throwing tons of money at the problem.
Right. It's like they found a shortcut, which makes you wonder, what exactly is their secret sauce? But not everyone's buying into the hype. Elon Musk, of all people, has been publicly skeptical of DeepSeek's claims. He basically responded with a no when he was asked about their cost effectiveness on Twitter. Subtle as always.
Yeah, classic Musk, right? Yeah, his comments definitely raised some eyebrows and fueled speculation. He even jumped on some online jokes about DeepSeek's Chinese origins, hinting that their success might not be entirely what it seems. And this is where things start to get really interesting. It's not just about one company's success, but about shifting power dynamics in the tech world and the role of China in shaping the future of AI.
Okay, so we've got this up-and-coming Chinese company making waves, a tech celebrity cast in doubt, and whispers about a hidden advantage. This feels like the start of a good thriller. Where do we go from here? What else is fueling this skepticism?
Well, Musk isn't the only one questioning DeepSeek's rapid rise. Alexander Wang, the CEO of Scale AI, is also skeptical. The biggest question mark seems to be around their hardware. DeepSeek claims they're using about 10,000 NVIDIA A100 GPUs, which is a significant number. However, Musk and Wang suggest they might have access to a lot more, potentially up to 50,000 NVIDIA H100s.
Hold on, so why is that such a big deal? What are these GPUs anyway, and why does the number matter?
So, think of GPUs as the engines that power AI. They're specialized computer chips, designed for the intense calculations required to train AI models. The more powerful the GPU, the faster and more efficiently you can train these models. Now, the NVIDIA H100, that's the latest and greatest in GPU technology. Yeah. If DeepSeek really has access to 50,000 of them, that would give them a massive advantage in the AI race.
Wouldn't the U.S. export restrictions on advanced tech to China get in the way of that? Weren't those specifically designed to limit their access to this kind of hardware?
That's the million-dollar question. Those restrictions are definitely a factor, which is why Musk's comments are so intriguing. If DeepSeek really does have access to that level of hardware, it raises some serious questions. Are they finding ways to bypass the restrictions? Are they getting support from the Chinese government? Or is there something else entirely going on here? It's a puzzle with some missing pieces. And everyone's trying to figure out how they fit together.
Okay, so now we're talking about international intrigue, cutting-edge tech, and a potential challenge to the established order in AI. This DeepSeek story is getting more interesting by the minute. What do you think? Are they the real deal, or are they playing a different game altogether?
That's the big question, isn't it? It's too early to say for sure. They've certainly achieved some impressive results with their chatbot, and their approach to data seems to be paying off. But the skepticism from industry heavyweights like Musk and Wang, that can't be ignored either. There's definitely more to this story than meets the eye.
All right, so we've laid the groundwork. We've got this rising star from China, DeepSeek, with their potentially game-changing chatbot R1. But we also have some major players casting doubt on their methods and resources. It's a story filled with intrigue, technological advancement, and a dash of geopolitical tension. What's next for them? What about the big picture implications of their success? Let's unpack those questions when we come back.
Okay, so we've heard all this buzz around DeepSeek and why some big names are raising their eyebrows, but now let's kind of zoom out a bit. What are the bigger implications of their success?
Well, this goes beyond just one company's success story. What we're witnessing is the emergence of a new power player in the AI landscape. Chinese companies are becoming serious contenders. They're challenging those established giants like never before.
So it's not just about who builds the best chatbot. It's about who controls the future of this technology. What does that mean for the global balance of power? Exactly. AI is quickly becoming a key driver of economic growth and technological innovation. The country that leads in AI will have a significant advantage on the world stage. DeepSeek's rapid rise is a clear signal that China is determined to be a major player in this game.
That makes sense. But let's go back to like the chatbot itself for a moment. R1 is getting a lot of praise. What makes it so special? Is it really that much better than ChatGPT?
It's tough to say definitively without like independent testing and comparisons.
Yeah.
However, early reports suggest that R1 excels in certain areas, particularly in its ability to understand and respond to natural language. Some users have even described it as feeling more human in its interactions.
That's pretty impressive. If their chatbot is really that good, it could give them a huge edge in the market. What kind of impact could that have?
Well, think about like the potential applications. Chatbots are already being used in customer service, education, even healthcare. A truly advanced chatbot could revolutionize these industries and more. It could lead to more personalized experiences, increased efficiency, and even new forms of creativity.
Wow, okay. So we're potentially talking about a major shift in how we interact with technology, and even with each other. This DeepSeek story is opening up a whole lot of possibilities, but it's also like raising some questions.
Absolutely. The potential benefits of AI are enormous, but so are the potential risks. We need to think carefully about how this technology is developed, deployed, and regulated to ensure it's used ethically and responsibly.
That's a really good point. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of new technology, but it's crucial to consider like the potential downsides as well. What kind of ethical concerns are we talking about here?
Well, one major concern is like the potential for bias. AI systems are trained on massive amounts of data. And if that data reflects existing biases in society, the AI system will likely perpetuate those biases. This could lead to discrimination in areas like hiring, lending, or even law enforcement.
That's a chilling thought. It's a reminder that AI is a reflection of the humans who create it. So it's not just about the technology itself, but about the values and intentions of those who wield it.
Precisely. We need to be mindful of the potential consequences of AI and work to mitigate the risks while maximizing the benefits. This requires collaboration and open dialogue between researchers, policymakers, and the public.
You've given us a lot to consider here. We've gone from a seemingly simple story about a new chatbot to a discussion about global power dynamics, technological revolutions, and the ethical implications of AI. It's a lot to process.
It really is. And this is just the beginning. The AI landscape is evolving rapidly, and DeepSeek's story is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. It's up to all of us to stay informed and engaged as this technology continues to shape our world.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, we're left with some big questions for you to ponder. How will the rise of Chinese companies like DeepSeek impact the future of AI? What role should governments play in regulative this technology? And most importantly, how can we ensure that AI is used for good and not for harm?
These are complex questions with no easy answers, but they are questions that we must grapple with as AI becomes increasingly intertwined with our lives.
Okay, so we've explored the broader implications of DeepSeek's success and the challenges of balancing innovation with ethical considerations. Now let's get back to the heart of the mystery, their hardware. If DeepSeek is facing restrictions, how could they be pulling off these incredible feats? Let's explore that when we come back.
Okay, so we've been like unpacking this whole DeepSeek puzzle, and we've arrived at like the most intriguing piece, their hardware. They're claiming some pretty impressive capabilities, but with those U.S. export restrictions in place, how could they be getting access to such advanced tech?
Well, it's a question that has a lot of people scratching their heads. The restrictions are specifically designed to limit access to like the most advanced chips, like those NVIDIA H100s we talked about. But let's not forget, China is a powerhouse in its own right.
You're saying they could be relying on their own resources?
Exactly. China has been investing heavily in its own semiconductor industry. They may not have access to like the top tier NVIDIA chips, but they could be leveraging their domestic capabilities in ways we haven't fully grasped yet. So maybe DeepSeek is tapping into a homegrown solution, proving that they don't necessarily need to rely on U.S. tech. That's a game changer, isn't it?
It certainly challenges the assumption that U.S. companies have an unassailable lead in AI hardware. This situation highlights the growing competition in the tech world and the determination of countries like China to carve out their own space.
It's like a technological arms race, with DeepSeek becoming like a symbol of China's ambitions in the field of AI. But if they're not relying on those restricted chips, what's their secret? How are they achieving these results?
Well, remember Benioff's comment about data being the key. Perhaps DeepSeek has cracked the code. When it comes to data acquisition and utilization, they might have access to unique data sets or have developed innovative algorithms that allow them to train their AI models more efficiently.
So it's not just about the hardware, it's about the data and the know-how. That makes a lot of sense. They found a way to maximize what they have. turning potential limitations into strengths. It's almost like a David versus Goliath scenario.
And that's what makes DeepSeek's story so compelling. They're challenging the status quo, pushing the boundaries of what's possible, and forcing everyone to rethink assumptions. This isn't just about one company's success. It's about a shift in the global landscape of technology.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of DeepSeek, let's bring it back to you, our listener. What should you be taking away from all of this?
I think the biggest takeaway is this. Don't underestimate the power of innovation and determination. DeepSeek's story is a reminder that the future of AI is not predetermined. It's a race with many players, and the outcome is far from certain.
Exactly. We're living in a time of unprecedented technological advancement, and the landscape is constantly shifting. DeepSeek has shown that it's possible to challenge the established players and achieve remarkable results even in the face of obstacles.
And for you, our listener, this means staying curious and engaged. Keep an eye on companies like DeepSeek. Watch how the technology evolves and ask critical questions. The future of AI is being written right now, and it's up to all of us to shape it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So stay informed, stay engaged, and most importantly, keep on diving deep.